Hello, we will sell your past life, the one exactly before this one, like the one that you died and then you came to this lifetime. I know all the past life reading always picking up the energy that is more specific, like the more thing that you brought with you. So sometimes like from 3 lifetime or something, the karma that was more intensely right now or specific for you, for your memory. But right now we're only gonna do the past life, the one just before this one, like, okay? So choose one. We got the red here and the blue, yellow here, yellow and blue. Choose one. Hi people, like and subscribe, okay? Remember, and follow my TikTok. I just made a TikTok and just posting things whenever I'm bored, because we're half locked down right now because of the shit. Number one, your past life, you were a servant, but not a servant like in a house, of course not. It's like you were a servant to someone. This is like a general reading, to be honest. That's why I'm not gonna pick up a lot of stories, but for some of you, I'm picking up 2 stories here. For one of you, your past life, you were like specifically in the US, or because in US they had some slavery thing even in the past life, that like you just not that far apart, not like other countries, they had some slavery things. So you had something like that. But I'm not sensing you were a slave, but someone treated you really badly, or you lived in a house what was separate because of your skin color for some of you. For others of you, was not the case. For some of you, this is the case. If you resonate to, just follow your intuition to feel like this is my story, this is my shit. For others of you, it's like you were not a servant. No, you were actually someone who owned a store outside a hotel in Europe. It's like not a hotel, it's like a motel or something very small. It's like a hotel, but it's not so big, like a building. It could be like a really good building right now, but before you owned this building, or down underneath the building, there was like a bakery attached to the building that you go to, and then people go, the resident of the hotel, they will go up there. It was a really nice hotel or a motel, something like that, or hostel, and there's a bakery or a bar down there, and you were working there at this place. I feel like you were really modest, but you had a lot of money, but you were modest about it. So I feel like you've done a lot of things there. There was like you spent a lot of time there, and there was like a glass window for some of you. For others of you, there was no glass window, but you created things and people came and talked to you. It could be student or other people, so it could be a hostel or something like that. I feel for some of you lived in Amsterdam. This is a very specific message for some of you, and you had this tea place or a bakery that opens at night or something like that, or a coffee shop. It was really weird, so I cannot really put my finger on it because it's really open but really special place, because people came to it for something specific there that you made, like a drinks or some tea or something, and they spend the time there. So they be talking and chatting, and there's a lot of music or a lot of things or things they've been talking. So it was a really nice place to hang around. I don't know what you call those places even at nighttime. Or some of you, it could be like something like that, or like those private clubs, like marina private clubs or something. But it was really nice. I feel like you like this atmosphere of a rainy day where you're inside this pub or like a bar or a restaurant, and you were working there. I feel like you had someone working with you, so the pressure was not all over you. But I feel like you've done something really creative there, where you played around with a drink or something like that, and you love the atmosphere where there's music and you can see the glass, you can see the city at night. So I feel something like that you've been doing. I feel like your life was very chill, the life before this life. And I feel for some of you, you were like not into books, or you're not into education. Like you studied a lot of things, but I feel like you didn't get a lot of educational degrees or something like that, because you were more on a creative side. So I feel like you are a smart person, don't get me wrong, and you were reading book about something that you want to do. So I feel like it was something not very common at the life that you lived in, or it could be also common for some of you, but it's just like something creative. You wanted to do something creative, so you were very creative about your blaze or the cooking or stuff like that, or this art thing. So you were a very creative person. I feel also you had some kind of degree, for others of you for pharmacist or pharmaceuticist, what you call it. So you were like in a pharmacy, or you had some degree but you put it on the side because you didn't want to do anything about it. So you had a degree but you didn't want to touch it because you were like pursuing something else. So it's like you studied something that you don't want. I feel like you lived with your grandma or your mother or your husband. I feel for some of you it's like not your grandma, could be your grandmother, but it just seems really weird. For some of you it could be adopted, or this person you called a grandma because you lived with this woman or this man, or this is your husband mother or something like that. But I feel like she's not related to you, but you called her a person that you were like with that person, or this person took care of you, or because you worked with this person for a long time. And this is what I'm sensing. I want to make it more details. If you want, say yes. But yeah, this is what I feel. I feel like you had a child. This child was very terrible to you. It was a very spoiled child, very terrible child. And that child was really abusive, not you, the other way around, some of you. Number 2, who were you in the past life, the life just before this life? So I know sometimes I say something and people do not follow their intuition. I'd be like so irritated because they'd be like, I claim that reading. No, follow your intuition. Not everybody's like that, of course, but just follow your intuition. Do not follow your ego. When you mention that in the comment, they're like, just follow your intuition. See, because I want you to get the accurate message of who you were in the past life. Some of you were something famous. You were someone or something famous. For others of you, I feel like you own something famous. Like you owned a label or a brand or something that was famous. Or you were in a family, they owned a label or a brand of something. So there's a family that had a brand. That brand died. Not, it's like, could be right now still existing, but it's not as much as before famous. It's still there. I feel like the brand is still there, but it's not as famous. And your family owned it or you owned it. The brand is still existing in your hometown. I feel like it's more common in your hometown or people of your language. That brand is more common, but it's not that much wanted anymore. I feel like you lived with you had a lot of abuse around you. You had people jealous of you. You had abusive parents or abusive mother specifically, or abusive parents or abusive granddad. Also, you had really an abusive family. They were really abusive. They were harassing you. For some of you, they were sexually abusing you, or they were like harassing you physically or something like that. And I feel like you could not leave them because there was like a lot of restriction of you leaving, and you could not leave because of the restriction. There were a lot of restriction, a lot of paperwork, a lot of things. If you want to end something or if you want to leave, there was like they restricted you with a lot of documents or a lot of work that you could not leave. That's what I'm seeing here. And I feel like you're very educated. You were very educated in poetry or literally what do you call that? Something about writing or something. Literally, I cannot speak. Sometimes my spirit doesn't want me to say it. Really, I cannot say it. So something about like you were educated in writing, reading, or something like that, or poetry or something like that. I feel like you played some kind of instrument that very common in your hometown right now. I feel the language that you spoke the lifetime before this lifetime was exactly the same language that you speak in this lifetime. So for some of you, I feel like you were born in near country than your country, or in the same country, or a near city than your city that you passed away in. I feel like the way you passed away was you had a happy life at the end. Like your life is not sad at all, but you had those abusive people and you did cut them off. But then you had something, you had someone, or you met someone that you loved so much and madly, and you had a really turnaround of major event. Like you had a major turnaround in your life, and you met this person. This person was really happy, passionate person. This person liked music. This person liked art, like music and art. This person very specifically like music and art, really music. Something about music is popping for this person. Something about this person is soul. This person's like a wrecking ball. I keep saying that, but I'm picking up this energy in a lot of readings recently. It's like a wrecking ball. This person is very strong, and this person changed your life to the better. I feel for some of you, you married that person or was your twin flame, and in this lifetime you already met this person already, but I feel like this person took you from that shit or something like that about those people. It just seems like, to be honest, I feel like now, this is really weird, but not all of you, but for some of you, if you know your twin flame, you swiped life or you swiped countries. It's like you were born in the place that your twin supposed to be was there, and they were born with the people that they were born with the language that you were speaking before. Something like really weird. Number 3, who are you? People leave a comment later because when I do the live, I cannot read, okay? I read your comments later. Number 3, who are you in your past life? You were, let me drink something. Juiciness, number 3. You were working at bunny ranch. You call it a bunny ranch or something. You were working at bunny ranch or some place for sex or in a club. I feel for some of you, you were in Thailand. You were like in a club, and it was a common thing that everybody did it for sex. Like when some rich people came and you're like dancing around and you did that, it was a common thing. It's still a common thing in some like street in Thailand. So for some of you were in a Thailand, like we're in Thailand, in a Taiwan country, what you call it. So you were there, you done something for sex or dancing on a strip house or your trap house, or you were in a bunny ranch, or you owned something. There's a lot of bimbo around you. I feel like you had no shame about it. So it was like, this is the thing I want to do. Or you were a stripper and something like that. If you're not resonating with the sex part, you were a stripper or something like that. But you worked in that life. I feel like you done a lot of rapping songs, or you sang a lot of songs, you done something, or you maybe didn't have sex for some of you, not all of you, but what you resonated with because it's general reading. For some of you, you played there, so you danced a lot in a trap house, or you had a trap house, you had a person in a trap house. You were not in a trap house, don't get me wrong. You had a person in a trap house, or people from a trap house came to you for something, and you were like, oh, you had a lot of different people. That's what I'm sensing. I'm sensing those people, drug dealers, stuff like that. And you were in a club, you're dancing. Even if you were a man, you worked in that, like you work in that atmosphere, or you done something, or you worked to clean the places there or something like that. I feel like you done a lot of songs, and you had a lot of records, and you wanted to play your song, and you wanted people to know you. You wanted to be famous so bad in your last lifetime. You're like, I wanted to be famous, really wanted to be famous. You wanted to get known by something that you're doing. You were like, I really wanted to be famous. Like you were trying to do all the things that you would do for your dreams. That's what I feel. I feel like you didn't have kids, but you got married at the end for some of you, and you had 3 kids. For others of you, you didn't have kids during that time. Then you changed, and you got married. And after getting married, I feel like you moved from that place to another place, and you stopped doing whatever you done, and you got a job that you don't like. Number 4, who are you in the past life? It's okay. Number 4, who are you in your past life? Number 4, you were a very houseman kind of traditional person. So you took care of your family. If you're a man or if you're a woman, you took care of your family. You really took care of a lot of family. Like you took care of your family and your cousins and your brother family and everybody, and you were like organizing the family, trying to gather the family over grill parties, over barbecue, over things. You were taking care of everybody. If someone didn't have money, you would gather the money for them. You were like a family person. You're a family oriented person. You're like family for life. You took care of everybody. I'm like, even when you grow up really older, like you were a grandma or your grandfather, you were even taking care of everybody, like the big mama, big daddy, big father, or something like that. You were taking care of everybody, your grandchildren, grandchildren. You were like gathering them every time, so they got used to the gathering. Nobody saw the pressure. Like you will just gather them around Christmas, around whatever your religion is in your past life. You gather people around and you done the hard work for them. If they don't have a house, you were that hard work for them. You were like the stable foundation for everybody. It's like if someone didn't have something or food, they know they can rely on you. Anybody, even you, like your cousin, like you literally took care of a lot of people. So I feel like in this lifetime, the thing about your past lifetime, you took a lot of responsibility for people, and sometimes, like, because this is who you are, and you put a lot of energy in that, and that was your life. So you were like a person that you built your life, and you built other people's life as well. But I feel like you done it right, but don't get me wrong, that was perfect, and you are a strong person, and you done your life right. I don't feel like you done nothing wrong, but I feel like if you put this energy in cutting some people off, and not like saying all family are good, because some of them, they were like really not good and they can't stand for themselves. It's like if they're weak, you can't push them to learn a lesson, but you were like, I feel like they didn't take advantage. Some of them they did, but I feel like you were a strong person in general. Like you were a strong person, you can take care of anybody. But I feel like if you put a lot of energy on not taking responsibility of others, you would do a lot of things. Like you travel a lot of places, so you put a lot of things on your business. I feel like this is what you're supposed to do in this lifetime. It's like cutting those people off, because those people are very reliant on you. I feel like this is the lesson. Number 5, who were you in the past life, the life before this life? You were a stand-up comedian. I kid you not, I kid you not. You were a stand-up comedian, or you were doing something in comedy or on stage. There's a stage that you go to every day and you perform something on stage in general. So you perform a lot of things on stage or something like that. I feel like you were like in a very fancy place. Like the stage was really fancy. It's not like a stage, a small stage or something. It was a really fancy stage, or people came to the stage for a lot of things, but a lot of talk. It's like maybe it's like also a TV show you were in, or you were a host on TV show, or someone took you in a TV show. I feel like this is a story that was specific in your past life. Some of you were a host. For others of you, no, you were interviewed in a TV show that was really famous, and your interview is still around on YouTube. It's like your interview, for some of you literally watched your own interview and you didn't know that was you. So you watched your own interview or something like that. What the fuck? So you watched your own interview or something like that in your past life or something like that. I feel some of you were in Japan or something, like you were very international. I feel like I see you everywhere. It's like you go in a lot of places, so you talk to a lot of people. So I feel like your past life you were like really alone, or you cut a lot of people from your life. You were like that alone person. Like, so you were alone since birth, or you were alone. Either you were abandoned by your family, or someone abandoned you by your family, or they were abusive, or someone took you from your family because they were narcissists or something, or just you left very early because of your career, because you were like you needed to be on the road for something, and you left because I feel like you had to grow up alone a lot, or just go into places alone. I don't feel like you struggled with money. You had a lot of money because of your career or something, so you did something that people admired a lot. That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like in your past lifetime you had a lot of partner, or a lot of people they were crushing on you. I feel like you met a lot of your soulmate in the past life. Like you met a lot of your soulmate, karmic, or the people that you married, and you went to a lot of places and you met them. It's like I feel like for some of you, number 5, you are psychic already. Like in this lifetime you are psychic or a tarot reader. I know a lot of tarot reader watches me, so I feel like you were a psychic or tarot reader because you knew where you're going, you knew what you were doing. Even if you were not aware of your psychic, like that you are psychic, you knew that you were psychic, you knew that you knew something. It's like you met a lot of people. You met your twin, but you didn't marry your twin flame in the past life. You married someone like a soulmate or something, and I feel like you were happy with that person. Don't get me wrong, you were happy with that person, but you always like you were happy. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like you didn't experience real love. You were in love with that person, but more likely that person was in love with you. I feel like you were in love with that person. You didn't want to feel guilty about it. You didn't cheat about this person. You liked this person so much because they were your soulmate. You got used to them, then you learned to love them more. But I feel it wasn't that love. So I feel like your lesson in this lifetime to know what that love is, because you didn't have that stable love or foundation, or people giving you love because people gave you things for attention, or for others of you just had this comfort, and you called comfort love. So you're gonna meet your twin flame in this lifetime, but I feel that person, you might mistake that person. I feel for some of you in this lifetime with like, is that my twin, or is that my twin, or something like that. I feel. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and follow my TikTok.